Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nur Izzatul Irani binti Shoaib. My matric number is H20A1498. I will present to you the introduction of our report group assignment. So, we choose company with the same industry, which is Top Glove Corporation Berhad and Nova Wellness Group Berhad.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Aisha binti Amran. My matric number is H20A1449. So for this part, I will explain to you the background of the company. For the Top Glove, it is a leading manufacturer of disposable rubber glove. It's providing a comprehensive range of high-quality glove at an efficient low cost. It was established in 1991 in Malaysia and has grown from a single factory with one glove production line into the world's largest manufacturer of glove. It has its own mission, which is ensuring safe human protection globally, and their vision is to be a world-class partner in glove and healthcare products. Next, I will explain to you the calculation of ratio analysis and the graph of Top Glove Corporation Berhad in 2019 and 2020. First, it is liquidity ratio calculation. It has three types, which is current ratio, quick ratios, and net working capital. For the current ratio, with the calculation of current ratio dividing current liabilities, Top Glove shows the increasement from 2019 to 2020. It also shows an increasement in quick ratio by dividing current asset inventories with current liabilities for both years. Next, for the net working capital for the Top Glove company shows increasements in the cash portion in current asset increase, meanwhile current liabilities decrease because it will be paid some short-term creditor.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Aisha binti Abdul Ghani and my matric number is H20A1448. So today I will present about a ratio trend analysis Top Glove Corporation Berhad 2019 and 2020 and graph. So the first one is activity ratio calculation. Activity ratio calculation divided to 5, which are asset turnover, receivable turnover, average collection period, inventory turnover, and fixed assets turnover. Based on the graph, for asset turnover has shown decrease from 0.90 to 0.80 in 2019 and 20. That means the company has problem with excess production capacity, poor inventory management, or lack of collection method. While the account receivable turnover, inventory, and fixed asset shows increase in 2019 and 2020. Next, the average collection period ratio shows decrease between 2019 and 2020 with 63.60 to 0.40 due to the client to pay their bills, indicating the effectiveness of business credit and collection policy. Next, leverage debit ratio trend analysis Top Glove Corporation Berhad 2019 and 2020 and graph. Firstly, leverage debit ratio collection divided to 3, which are total debit ratio, debit to equity, and time interested earned. Based on the graph, the debit ratio should decrease with 2.67% to 0.25% because the company has negative shareholder equity. In addition, debit to equity also should decrease with 1.54 to 0.67. Means the company has more liabilities than assets. All in all, time interested earned should increase from 83.31% to 119.3%.
Next is profitability ratio calculations. As you can see, the table shows the profitability ratio calculation. For the return on equity, the formula to calculate is net income divided shareholders' equity. Net is return on asset formulas. So the formula is net income divide assets and multiply 100%. For gross profit margins, formula is gross profit divide sales multiply 100%. For operating profit margin, the formula is operating profit divide sales multiply 100%. And the last is net profit margin. The formula is net income divide sale and multiply 100% too.
Moving on to the company background. Nova is a health and nutrition firm focused on discovering and developing treatments for some of the world's most common dangerous and costly chronic diseases. Nova Wellness Group Berhad is a corporation for investments. House brand products, contract manufacturing and services are its three business segments. The creation, production and selling of nutraceutical and skincare goods under house brands are referred to as house brand product segments.
Rufati Husnina Miti Muhammad Nazri, emergency number HFT20303.
So we move to the trade analysis for Nova Wellness Group Berhad. For the liquidity, how to calculate the current ratio, current asset divided by current liability. So we got 6.92 for 2019 and 12.03 for 2020. Quick ratio, current asset, subtract inventories divided by current liabilities. So for 2009 we got 5.99, for 2020 we got 9.77. For net working capital, current asset subtract current liabilities, so we got 493,44628 for 2019 and 515,95835 for 2020. So here you can see the liquidity ratio graph for Nova Wellness Group Berhad. Next, we move to activity ratio calculation. For asset turnover, sales divided by total assets. So we got 0.33 for 2019 and 0.035 for 2020. For account receivable turnover, sales divided by account receivable. So we got 2.71 for 2019 and 2020 2.70. Average collection period days, account receivable divided by daily sales. So we got 133 days for 2019 and 133 days also for 2020. For inventory turnover, sales divided by inventory. So we got 3.83 for 2019 and 3.24 for 2020. Fixed asset turnover, sales divided by fixed asset. So we got 0.33 for 2019 and 0.04 for 2020. So here you can see the graph for activity ratio for 2019 and 2020. Next, for leverage. Total debt ratio, the formula is total liabilities divided by total assets. So we got 0.09 for 2019 and 0.05 for 2020. Debt to equity ratio, the formula is total liabilities divided by common stock equity. So for 2019 we got 0.11, 2020 we got 0.05. Time interest earning ratio, the formula is EBIT divided by interest. So we got 20.58 for 2019 and 14.48 for 2020. So you can see the graph for the graph leverage or debt ratio for Nova Wellness Group Berhad. Next, for profitability ratio. Return on equity, the formula is earning after tax divided by total equity. So we got 0.16 for 2019 and 0.01 for 2020. Return on asset, we got the formula earning after tax divided by total asset. So we got 0.14 for 2019 and 2020 we got 0.10. For gross profit margin, gross profit divided by sales. So we got 0.73 for 2019 and 0.78 for 2020. Operating profit margin, we got formula operating profit divided by sales, and the answer is 0.48 for 2019 and 0.51 for 2020. Net profit margin, earning after taxes divided by sales. So we got 6.71 for 2019 and 2020 we got 0.28. So here you can see the profitability ratios graph for Nova Wellness Group Berhad.
3.4 Ratio Analysis Top Glove Corporation Berhad and Nova Wellness Healthcare 2020. This is the comparative analysis. Firstly, liquidity ratio calculation. It has three types of ratio. First is current ratio. The formula is current assets divided into current liabilities. So you will get the data. The data for Top Glove is 2.01, meanwhile the Nova Wellness is 12.03. Next is quick ratio. The formula is current assets minus inventories. And the data for Top Glove is 1.76, meanwhile Nova Wellness is 9.77. Lastly, net working capital. The formula is current assets minus current liabilities, and the data for Top Glove is RM 2,155. Meanwhile, the Nova Wellness is RM 4,600,079 and 2,040.
So now I will explain about the comparison liquidity for both company in 2019 and 2020. First, comparison ratio. So in the data show that the current ratio for Top Glove in 2019 is 1.12, when Nova Wellness is 6.92. So meanwhile in 2020, Nova Wellness has higher current ratio with 12.03 and Top Glove which is 2.01. So we conclude that Nova Venus has a higher ability to manage its financial for short-term obligations. Next, comparison quick ratio Top Glove and Nova. So the data showed that Nova Venus has higher quick ratio 5.99 than Top Glove, which is 0.73 in 2019. Meanwhile, in 2020, Nova still has higher quick ratios 9.77 than Top Glove is 1.76. This because Top Glove does not have inventory and the faster way to manage current liability through current asset, while Nova Venus does inventory to manage its current liabilities. Next, comparison net working capital. So based on the data, Nova Venus has higher net working capital, which is 493,44628 on 2019 and 515,95835 in 2020, while Top Glove is 187.31 in 2019 and 2,145.13 in 2020. So we can conclude that Nova Venus has more total current asset than current liability, which make it manageable for short-term obligation. Next, the comparison total asset turnover. In 2019, Top Glove has higher total asset turnover by 0.84 than Nova Venus by 0.33, but in 2020, Nova has higher turnover by 4.4, while Top Glove decreased into 0.83. So we conclude that Nova has more efficient way and effective to manage its asset to generate sale. So lastly is comparison account receivable turnover for both company. So it indicates that Top Glove has higher account receivable turnover for both year by 5.74 and 9.06, while Nova had 2.71 and 4.4. So we can conclude that Top Glove has more effective account receivable to generate profit. So based on the data, Nova Venus still maintain and has higher average collection than Top Glove for both year, which is 133. Meanwhile, Top Glove only had 64 for 2019 and increased into 111 in 2020. So based on the analysis, Top Glove still can manage better to collecting debt and it could help the company to gain profit. Next, comparison inventory turnover, Top Glove and Nova Venus. For inventory turnover, Top Glove has higher value of inventory turnover for both year, which is 7.62 and 13.6, while Nova has lower inventory turnover, which is 3.83 and 3.24. So it shows that Top Glove have used inventory properly to generate profit and sale. The comparison fixed asset turnover Top Glove and Nova. Based on the data, in 2019, Top Glove has higher value of fixed asset turnover by 1.59 and 2.72 in 2020. Meanwhile, Nova Venus was recorded 0.33 on 2019 and 0.35 in 2020. So we can conclude that Top Glove is better at managing its fixed asset to keep the company generate sales. So next is about the comparison leverage or debt for Nova and Top Glove. So first is comparison debt ratio. So in 2019, Top Glove is 2.67%. higher than Nova, which is 0.09%. In 2020, Top Glove still has higher debt ratio by 0.245% than Nova, which is 0.05. So we can conclude that Top Glove has its debt under control to manage its financial. So comparison debt to equity in 2019 and 2020. So Top Glove has company have higher equity value for both year, which is 1.54% and 0.67%, meanwhile Nova Venus have 0.11% and 0.05%. So the Top Glove is better managing its debt. Next is comparison time interest earned. Top Glove has 83.31 of time interest earned for 2019, while Nova Venus has 20.58% value. In 2020, Top Glove has increased value by 119.3, while Nova decreased 40.48%. Okay. Lastly, profitability for both companies. First, the comparison return in equity, Top Glove and Nova. From the graph above, in 2019, Top Glove has higher value of return on equity by 0.48%, while Nova have 0.16%. In 2020, Top Glove has higher value of return by 1.08% than Nova Venus, which is 0.11%. So So we could see that Top Glove has higher value of real equity and has proper way to deal its negative value because it get better in 2020. The comparison return on asset Top Glove and Nova in 2019 and 2020. So on the data, Top Glove and Nova Wellness has same return on asset on 2019, which is 0.14%, while in 2020, Top Glove company has increased into 1.05%, while Nova Wellness decreased into 0.1%. So we could see that Top Glove company are better at managing return on investment better. The comparison gross profit margin, Top Glove and Nova. In 2019, Nova Wellness has more gross profit margin by 0.73%, and Top Glove by 0.05%. In 2019, Nova Wellness increased by 0.73% into 0.78%, but Top Glove, the lowest gross profit margin, even the company shows the increasing from 0.05% into 0.23%. So we could indicate Nova the highest contribution for its margin. The comparison operating margin Top Glove and Nova. So based on the data in 2019, Nova has more gross profit margin by 0.48% than Top Glove by 0.01%. Meanwhile, 2020, Top Glove has more gross profit margin 7.88% than Nova, which is 0.05%. So we could indicate that Top Glove had contribution for its margin. And lastly, comparison net profit margin Top Glove and Nova. Based on the data 2019, Nova Wellness company has higher value of net profit margin by 6.75% than Top Glove have 0.08%. But in 2020, Nova Wellness dropped into 0.28% and Top Glove increased into 0.25%. So we could argue that Nova Wellness cannot manage to gain profit for the next year.